What is going on, everybody? Welcome back to Hearts of Iron 4, the Country Roulette series, although we're not really switching very much now. The game is going quite slowly. 96 days, we'll probably have another... Actually, no, I don't know. We probably will switch towards the end of this video, but as you see, it's very slow, even on speed 3. But yeah, got World War 3. Things, if you want to see how we got to this point, obviously check out all the previous episodes. And yeah, let's see how this goes. I think the Allies just about have the edge at the moment. So I looked along the last video at this screen, and as you can see right now, fielded manpower obviously definitely now it's about 1 to 3 between the Allies and the Comintern. Losses twice as much for the Allies, but again, that doesn't matter when you've got 3 times as many troops necessarily. Obviously if it spirals a bit too much, that can hurt, but at the moment that's not too bad. Also, they're making a lot of naval invasions, especially in Northern Europe, which is going to hurt, and the Black Sea as well, so that's not going to help. But here you can see 925 divisions over here, 180 minimum to 370. I think it's more towards the higher end of that bracket because it was much higher than the 180 just a second ago. But either way, that's, yeah, it's not looking good. You can even see the font changing. Romania is making, Romania actually just started growing. They're slowly pushing them out here in the Balkans. It's difficult because there are Soviet troops down here, and obviously the main front here is still slow. The problem is the Allies are starting to creep in behind, and in particular, obviously here north of the, I never say these mountains names right, so I'm not going to attempt it. North of these mountains, because I always get, everyone just laughs at me because I say them sounding like a type of dip. I believe it's a dip. I'm not the most adventurous eater. Okay, just leave me alone. Either way, there's some encirclements here. Well, the problem is it's a tank. Not sure how that's going to work. Just got to get up close and like open the door and throw the people out the tank, I guess, if you don't have your own tanks. Still can't believe that Turkey is the second biggest contributor for the Allies. You can see 30% of the war effort there. Only France is 32% more. Everyone else is around the 8% mark, including the UK. Nicaragua v Panama. That's interesting. I don't know if either of these will join a faction. Let's have a look. Actually, they're both. Nicaragua is not really aligned to anything authoritarian. Panama is very democratic, so they might join the Allies, and then Nicaragua would be screwed. Either way, whether they join the Comintern or not, wouldn't be too fun for them. And obviously, the Allies slowly grabbing control of all of the Western Hemisphere. A few nations down here to go. So Uruguay is yet to join the Comintern. That's probably pretty smart, to be fair to them. I mean, wouldn't really go their way. Argentina and Bolivia have stayed out of it too, but they're both authoritarian. It's not like a big deal that they're not in it. Ecuador here, I don't know, they're democratic anyway, so they probably would join it if they needed to. Good old Mozambique down here, staying neutral to it all, as one of the only independent African nations at the moment. Pretty much all the rest of it is divided between the UK and France. Got South Africa as well. Liberia, the only 4. The rest still owned by Europeans. There's a lot of troops pouring now to the Romanian border as well. UK and US in particular getting here. They've nearly cleared up all of these guys. I think they've just got to finish off. Oh yeah, they've pretty much cleared up in the Balkans now, which means there will only be the front with Romania. There's a little front here which should be cleared up, and then it will probably soon be joining with the main one in West Germany. They're starting to eat in slowly into East Germany and the Czech, whatever it's called nowadays. Too long a name. And yeah, but with with 3 fronts at that point, it is going to be very, very difficult. Obviously, there's one here with Turkey. British Raj is another one, but they're not really making much progress. Like, they've got 10 divisions attacking one Xinjiang division, and I think they've just got a lot worse technology or whatever. They are struggling with that one. They have a war goal on El Salvador. Not sure. Wait, what? Oh no. What is going on? Fighting a defensive war. Xinjiang is fighting an offensive. What? No, they're not. I don't know what that is. You're not fighting El Salvador, Xinjiang. I don't know where you got that one from, but whatever. El Salvador's not even around anymore, I don't think, after the whole Axis thing. Oh no, they are here. Apparently you're at war. You are at war with this. How did these... Did you join the... Oh, they're in the Allies now. Oh, okay. Then that makes sense. I think they are... Wait, what? Romania just capitulated. How the heck did that happen? What? I look away for 5 seconds and Romania has capitulated. That is border gore. I don't know how this happened. Okay, well that makes things a little bit more difficult for the Allies. But there we go. Croatia capitulates as well, so that's a little switch back. A little bit of help for the Allies here. 907 divisions now, 2,000 factories. How? I swear these numbers do not add up to 2,000. It's ridiculous. The US must be building factories like crazy, because 451, like, how on earth? I have my calculator out, and I know there's like a lot of 50s or around 50 in here, but surely not. That's crazy. Either way, that's still like, what, 4 times what the Comintern have, and they don't have too many members left. Japan's about to capitulate. East Germany is very close to capitulation. In particular, down here, this green, the Danes are now here, going after. They had made more progress in Poland. They've been pushed back. I imagine that was Stalin, and again, I imagine he just made a huge offensive against Romania, because Romania were doing okay. I don't really know what happened. Either way, they just need to clear up here, and it does get a little bit easier once they could just focus on one direction, going in this direction. Just makes it a little bit easier for them. The UK is still making progress, to be fair, around Crimea. They haven't taken Sevastopol yet, that would help. Turkey doing pretty much all they need to by themselves. They're showing they're dangerous here, and they might actually do really well in a peace deal if one was to come that favoured them. We'll see. Anything could happen at this point. I think it is going in favour of the aggressors, which apparently is the UK now. I think El Salvador declared the war, so that's probably what it is, but still, a bit weird that the UK. Can't imagine that. Okay, it's time. I'm going to have to go for the chemical warfare division. I don't think there's any more national focuses for Mexico. Still 67 days till we change country, but yeah, we should probably change. Actually, 30 days. We might not change country this episode. Oh my goodness, there is a lot of troops just pouring in here. They were about to capitulate East Germany. I don't know why they stopped. There's not many over here now. But yeah, they've really stepped the focus up here in Romania, whether they sense it will be easier to get through. I mean, this effort here is edging closer to Stalingrad, which is a big one. It's one of the biggest ones for victory points. 30, I think. They only need 80 more. 25 in Kiev. Moscow is worth 50, but they actually really need that. As I think if they can get Minsk, Kiev, Stalingrad, and I think Leningrad here, 30 as well. They wouldn't need to, obviously. I mean, they'd probably get to Moscow at that point, but yeah, I don't think Moscow is actually necessary looking at that. But yeah, East Germany should capitulate soon. They need 2 more victory points. They just seem to be more focused on restoring Romania at the moment, trying to support Turkey while Turkey is still winning. I think that's probably the best idea. And there's still a few bits here they're trying to deal with. They will capitulate Bosnia as soon as they take Sarajevo here. That is Uruguayan volunteers, of all people, to be defending, making Bosnia's last stand. It is Uruguayan volunteers sent over. There is still some Croatian land that I think can just be walked into, so it doesn't particularly matter that it's not been dealt with. Oh no, there is some troops here that are trapped, and there's still this bit through here. That's the issue, that the Soviets can get through here and attack these troops, but there's plenty of troops coming across. I don't know where they've all come from. I don't know where they were all stored away. There is tons just coming across right now. Did they increase the total number? Yeah, they actually gained 10 divisions, so obviously people still do have manpower, and the Soviets are dropping. They're max of 369 now. And losses still about 2-1. Fielded manpower still looking around 9.5. So yeah, it's going well so far, I guess, for the Allies. It's costly, but going well. And there goes Bosnia and Herzegovina. The Hungarian Axis is just stood here, staring out of their borders, absolutely terrified. It's the huge communist army to the north and huge allied army to the south, just marching on, driving on. Turkey have 22... Oh no, they're France. I don't know why the Turkish flag was there. I was going to say that is crazy that Turkey also have 22 divisions over here, while they put in the most effort over here as well. I thought this was the UK. It's not the UK at all. This is literally single-handed Turkey. They are now crossing through to Crimea to help the UK out here. This is the UK. Actually, not really. A little bit. But the US and Turkey again. See, with the pushes from Romania, that's helping too. They still need to get rid of East Germany, Poland, the Czechoslovak Socialist Republic, and also Subcarpathian Rus. I mean, I don't think that'll be the hardest at all, but they've got to do it. Purge the army. That is not a good idea for a flag, just having a ton of tiny writing on it. Do they have a really... Oh my goodness, they have a huge tree. That is... I would love to play as these guys, but at the same time, I would not love to play as these tiny, insignificant people. But this is pretty cool. They are going communist anyway, so it doesn't matter. Wait, a new army? Oh, they stopped purging it, and now they're going for a new one. Being in the middle of a war was not a good time to purge your army. Just advice for the future. So the Comintern are starting to win on this main West Germany front, which is pretty scary, because Prague and Berlin had previously been controlled by the Allies, not much further than Prague, but they only just had Berlin. But yeah, now they're starting to push back. And look here, Munich, which is actually the West German capital, could fall. Things could change pretty quickly if that was the case, but obviously they are starting to have more and more progress now around the Black Sea and Romania. Huge battles going on down here right now. I think the US, like their whole army is around this area now, doing some damage. And obviously this is just France, which is a little bit harder for them. Actually, it's not even really France anymore. France moved down here as well to go and stop this bit. So it's mainly the Iberian Federation up here. So the new democratic Italy still has the old focus tree, and that slightly seems to be pushing them back to where they started. Not ideal for them, but they are 50.67% fascist right now. Not sure how that rounds up to 52% game, but I'll let you off. Of course, the war we're all interested in right now is still raging between Nicaragua, Panama. I can't actually see what's going on, but it seems like nothing for the most part. How did Japan... That is not Japan, that's Ecuador. I was going to say, how did Japan go over there? Never mind, it's Ecuador. It's going pretty well for the Allies out here. They're starting to link these blobs up. The problem is, if they were to fall here, they could very quickly see like France capitulate, and they could, you know, possibly if they got through West Germany as well, that'd be pretty bad. We'll see. Got a feel for West and East Germany. Just trying to start again as new countries, but yet here they are in another war, and their land's been used. They don't even have any troops in this thing. They've just had to join in. They didn't even have to join. If these two hadn't joined, this would be the weirdest war ever. They'd be fighting like down here only. It'd be pretty weird. But yeah, both obviously the East joined the Comintern as you'd expect, and West joined the Allies, which I thought they would have been in from the start, but they weren't. Okay, it's still going on. It's still pretty much a stalemate. It's probably been about a month. But there's just divisions streaming across Europe right now, from Colombia now with their 67 divisions, Brazil arriving, and eventually, surely, this is going to push them back a little more. You just got to. There's still so much coming. It's ridiculous how many divisions like there are just crossing France right now. Look at this. Look at all these divisions in Italy, Colombia and Brazil, obviously the big ones, and Spain are just pumping troops out like there's no end of people in Spain. Mexico do have a lot of manpower, so once I'm gone, they may actually be pretty useful too. Saying that, 16 days, we probably will get a switch this episode. Another worrying sign for the Comintern might just be that their fielded manpower is decreasing quite a bit there, whereas the Allies has increased since the last time I showed you, from 9 point something to 10.2 million. And their divisions have increased by almost 100 since the start of the episode. It's not looking good for them, or it's looking very good for them, I should say. Okay, so progress definitely being made through Romania. Look how many divisions there are here, it's ridiculous. There's so many not even on the front line. There's also Turkey is still soldiering on. It looks like they're probably about to fall flat soon. They're going to need some help. If they want to get any further, they'll probably need to wait for this to advance up to here. And I imagine they'll just push straight up to Moscow, so it might take a while. Over here, they've regained Berlin, which is worth a huge amount of points, but they are still pushing. There's forts here, which make it pretty difficult around Czechoslovakia. But that's going to be it for this episode. So as always, if you have enjoyed, be sure to leave a like and a comment down below. Be sure to subscribe as well if you're new to the channel. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.